Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have week 5 of the BHDL6 Draft League tournament, and that is going to be against Brandon, an individual who has participated more draft leagues than anyone can count at this point, so is a very seasoned draft league veteran. I believe this is the third time we've played him here on the channel. And he is also the individual responsible for why we don't have Gudra on our draft this season. So, all that said, we're going to go ahead and get the match on its way here. And searching. And there we go. So we got him. IGN is going to be, of course, Brandon. And let's take a look and see what he brought. So he's got the low kicks. He's got the Star Raptor. He's got the Raichu. He's got the Komala. He's got the Quagsire. And he's got the Skeledirge. So, this is more or less the team that I was expecting. I am actually slightly surprised that we don't see the Gudra, so I don't know if maybe he just brought that, or didn't bring that because he didn't want to bring it against me, maybe because he felt bad for taking it from me in the draft. I don't know. But either way, that is a little bit of a surprise that we don't see the Gudra. I did have a little bit of a plan going into this game, and that was if I saw the low kicks, I was going to lead with the Wheezing. So I think that is going to be the plan of action here, is the lead with the Galarian Wheezing. And we'll see where that gets us. We definitely have to be really careful with this squad, particularly with the Star Raptor. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and see how that works out for us. So definitely a really important week for us as well. We really need a strong showing here this week to kind of bounce back. So we will see what we can do here. So there he is. And he's going to go lead with the low kicks, as we had hoped, as we led with the Galarian Wheezing. We are going to have the neutralizing gas coming into play right away as well. Now, this is good because this will deactivate his tinted lens, which means his attacks will do even less to us. So, with that in mind, I feel like there's no way he stays in on this matchup whatsoever, so we're actually going to take this opportunity to try a Settlera Toxic Spikes here. So we're going to do just that and see what he wants to do, and he does just U-turn out kind of as expected. That does basically no damage to us as we X4 resist it. We know that he has U-turn now, as we would have assumed anyway, and we'll see what he wants to come in with here to face the Wheezing. It is going to be the Komala, interestingly enough. So that thing is in. It's got the Comatose, so it can't be put to sleep. We go for the Toxic Spike, so we do get that layer of Toxic Spikes up, which is really nice. Now, obviously, this is his Rapid Spinner. It's also his Terra Captain, as we regain HP with the Black Sludge. That's good. So, situation here is we definitely don't want to stay in on this thing. I feel like the switch to Trevenant is a little obvious because it is the spin blocker, but I feel like we just do it anyway because he's going to want to get those Toxic Spikes off the board as fast as possible. So we'll make the obvious play and switch into Trevenant. Hope that doesn't cost us big against him. And yeah, we'll see what he wants to do. Hopefully he just makes the obvious play and goes for the Rapid Spin, and we can block it. So the neutralizing gas is gone, so now the Comatose comes back into play. We come in with our Galarian Wheezing, or no, sorry, our Trevenant, as he does Rapid Spin, so we do get the prediction right, and we get to keep our Toxic Spikes, and we get a free switch, which is nice. So, now we have a little bit of a choice to make, because we have to decide what we want to do to this thing. So, as I said, this is his Terra Captain, and his possible Terra types on this thing are, I believe, Normal, Ghost, and Ground. So only the Ghost one would actually really help him in this situation. I kind of feel like that's the one he has. I think our safest play either way is to just go for a Wood Hammer here. He does have a lot of resistances. He could switch in on this, but I think this is our best option, so we're just going to Wood Hammer, see if he busts out the Terra and maybe tries to hit us with like a Terra Ghost attack really strong. Maybe he switches to try and preserve damage on this thing. We don't know. We also don't know what item this thing possibly has. It could be choiced into Rapid Spin as well, maybe. But but we'll see what he wants to do here. Yeah, we'll make the safe play. And he does knock off, which does suck. That's going to do a lot of damage, taking us down to about a third HP, and gets rid of our citrus berry, which really sucks. We hit him with a wood hammer at full power in return. Not quite enough to take him out, unfortunately. And the recoil is actually not quite enough to take us out either, which is nice. So we live on 5 HP. So pretty interesting turn of events. Yeah, that is where we're at right now. So, we definitely, I don't think, want to switch out here. Now, he very well could have Sucker Punch, but we're just going to Sucker Punch here anyway, because either way, I think either we lose Trevenant or I doubt he switches. So either way, if we don't Sucker Punch, he's faster than us, so it doesn't really matter. So we're going to Sucker Punch and see what he wants to do. He doesn't have Sucker Punch. We actually get the Sucker Punch on the Komala to take it out and knock him down to 5 Pokemon. So that is huge. That's absolutely huge for us. Because that means that he will not be able to remove any hazards that we set this match. So that is amazing. So Komala is down. Skeledirge is in at this point. So he is going to get poisoned off the Toxic Spikes, which is pretty big because he has a lot of walls on his team. So being poisoned there is going to be pretty huge for us. I feel like this thing is pretty obviously going to Torch Song to take us out and get the boost. So knowing that, I feel like our best bet is to go into Incineroar. Now, we could just sack this thing off. I mean, alternatively, he does know that we have Sucker Punch, so we could potentially even Sucker Punch this thing for damage, and it would do a lot. So maybe he's got something else in mind. I don't know. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and switch into Incineroar here. Maybe he'll predict the Sucker Punch and do something else. I don't know. But Incineroar should be pretty fit to handle this the thing. So we come in, get the Intimidate to cut his physical attack. Probably doesn't matter, as he does Torch Song kind of as expected. So that shouldn't do much to us. Indeed, it doesn't. We are max HP Assault Vest, so we take it very well. He does get the special attack raise, which is a little unfortunate, and then he does take some poison damage. So this turn, I think our best bet is to just knock off. I don't really see any reason not to go for a knockoff here. So we're just going to go ahead and knock off, see what he wants to do. He could stay in. This thing can carry ground coverage, so he could hit us hard with a ground move with that +1 special attack. If he does, though, he's going to take a lot of damage, if not lose this thing. I feel like Incineroar can take one since we are Assault Vest. And so he does actually opt for the switch instead, which is good because we're gonna get a big knockoff on something. He switches into the Quagsire, which is kind of okay. This thing is going to come in, and it is going to get poisoned with the Toxic Spikes, which is beautiful. We are going to get a big knockoff on this thing, which is going to do a ton of damage with a critical hit, which is incredible. And we are going to take some Rocky Helmet chip and then knock his Rocky Helmet off. And then also he is going to take some poison damage. So that was actually that crit was actually huge on the Quagsire there. So now the question becomes, what do we want to do with this thing? We should be outspeeding this thing unless he is like speed creeped us, which based on the amount of damage, I don't know. That knockoff did so much damage, I feel like he's probably not fully defensively invested based on that damage. I'm debating whether or not Incineroar wants to stay in here because it is really a great answer to the Skeledirge. So I kind of don't want to take big damage on Incineroar, but at the same time, I also don't want to switch anything quite in on the Quagsire. So how do we want to play this? Let's just, you know what? Let's just U-turn. Let's U-turn. There we go. We do outspeed, so he's not speed creeped. He does actually survive the U-turn, unfortunately, so that is a little unfortunate. But we are going to get a switch now into something, and the question is, what do we want to switch into? And I feel like we could just go back to the Wheezing here. We could also go into the Mesprit. I kind of want to go into the Mesprit, actually, although that will just bait the low kicks back in. So, because the Quagsire is going down to poison damage, so either way, he's going to get a clean switch on us. So, yeah, let's just go into the Mesprit. Let's just do that. We'll let Mesprit hit the field here. If he goes for the ground attack, it won't hit us. So, there's the Mesprit. He does just go for a Stealth Rock. Kind of figured he would, to just go ahead and get the hazard up on us as well. So that's fine, as the poison damage this turn is going to take the Quagsire out, and that's going to knock him down to 4. So that's not too bad. Quagsire out of the way early is a huge plus for us. So we'll see what he wants to bring in now to face the Mesprit. It is going to be the low kicks as anticipated, so that thing is in. And he does get poisoned off the Toxic Spikes, which means he's not Boots. So that, to me, means he's probably banned, which is kind of what I was expecting anyway. But I feel like we definitely, obviously, can't stay in here with the Mesprit. The rocks are up, so I kind of... because the rocks are going to hurt. We want to get the rocks off the board as quickly as possible. The Wheezing, we could bring the Wheezing in. That's our only hazard removal. We could just... The only problem is if we do... So this is a bit of a conundrum, because if we bring the Wheezing in, we take the rocks damage, and then he U-turn pivots out. He'll get to bring in a matchup on the Wheezing, so that's not really ideal. You know, I think a better play at this point... I think a better play at this point is going to be to sack the Trevenant off, so we can get a clean switch into the Wheezing, and so he can't pivot. So we're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to go to Trevenant. So hopefully this works out for us. I mean, I guess we won't know till later anyway, but going to come in with the Trevenant. It is going to go down to the Stealth Rocks there, so that is going to keep the low kicks in the field, which is exactly what we want. So we go down to 5 there off that, as low kicks does U-turn as anticipated, so it is going to fail. And it is going to force him to stay in and take a round of poison damage, which is also nice. And now we can pretty safely say that this thing is locked into U-turn, so because these things are always choice. So with that information, we have a little bit of a choice to make. We could... I kind of want to just go right back into Wheezing. That's kind of my plan, and then we can defog the rocks away, because I don't really want Incineroar taking that big chip from those rocks. We kind of pretty much already have everything poisoned on his team anyway, so I think we'll go into Galarian Wheezing here. I think that's the smart move, so that's what we're going to do. So there it is, and we do get the neutralizing gas back into effect, and we do take the Stealth Rock damage. So we have really two options here. We could go for a big shot on something, because we know he's locked into U-turn, so he has to pivot out, and knowing that he resists both of our stabs, he probably comes back in with the Skeledirge. So the question is, do we want to leave rocks on the field in order to get a big shot off on this incoming Skeledirge potentially, or do we want to just get the rocks off the board? I don't feel like rocks are that big of a nuisance. I mean, despite the fact that I don't want to take the big chip with the Incineroar, I feel like probably getting a big Dark Pulse on something might be more beneficial. So we're actually just going to go Dark Pulse here on the potential incoming Skeledirge. So he does U-turn as anticipated, does basically no damage, and he does get the pivot out. So hopefully he will come in with the Skeledirge, and I think that is, yep. So the Skeledirge comes in, there it is, as we go for the Dark Pulse here. We get a nice big shot off on that thing, taking it down well below half, which is amazing. We do get some HP back with the Black Sludge, and then he is going to take some damage with the Poison. So now we're in another interesting situation, because we don't, at the same time that we don't want to take a big shot from this thing is within range that we can knock it out with another Dark Pulse. So the question is, do we switch into the Incineroar and take a lot of damage, or something else and take a lot of damage, or do we leave the Wheezing in and go for the KO on this thing? I feel like Wheezing's going to be really valuable in the late game, particularly against the low kicks and the Staraptor, so I kind of don't want to take big damage with the Wheezing right now. So I feel like... What do we switch in on this thing? I think Mesprit is probably the play. Yeah, I think Mesprit's the play. I don't think he goes for the Ghost move here. He could, but I don't think he does. So we'll go Mesprit. He could, if he's got the ground coverage on deck, he could be going for that, trying to catch the Incineroar. So we're going to go into Mesprit here and see if this works out for us, as he does, we take the Stealth Rock damage, and he does Torch Song, so could have gone Incineroar, so that does do respectable damage to us, and he does get the special attack raise, so that's a little unfortunate, but then he is going to take more damage with the Poison, so this thing is being worn down slowly, which is nice. So, the question now is, do we want to, because we are screens on this thing, do we want to get some screens up, and if so, which screens do we want to get up? So he's got basically 2 special attackers, 2 physical attackers, but his physical attackers are kind of, or one of his special attackers at least is kind of on death's door right now. At the same time, I kind of want to Psyshock, but the low kicks could easily come in here. I kind of want to reflect, kind of want to get a screen up here. I feel like probably getting a reflect up will be more beneficial in the long term. So, yeah, let's go for the reflect here. So he is actually going to go for the switch. Okay, so he might be bringing the low kicks in here. I kind of think he might be. Yep, that's the low kicks. So he does bring the low kicks in here. As we are going to go for our reflect. So we do have light clay, so that is going to last for 8 turns. We're going to get that physical defense boost for the next 8 turns, and he is going to take some more poison damage, which is good. So now the question becomes, do we leave Mesprit in against this thing, or do we go to the Galarian Wheezing and take another round of rocks? I feel like we probably just go to the Galarian Wheezing every time against this thing, because we know it can't do a lot to us. So let's just do that. Let's save Mesprit for another day here, and we'll go to the Galarian Wheezing, and we'll see what he wants to do here. So there's the Galarian Wheezing. We get the neutralizing gas, of course, and we get the stealth rock damage, as he is going to go for a U-turn once again. So again, not doing too much damage to us, but he is going to get the pivot. So his team is getting worn down here from all this switching. We're getting chipped down a little bit as well, but now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Raichu. So that thing comes in. It does get poisoned with the toxic spikes, which is nice. So his whole team that can be poisoned is officially poisoned now. We're going to get some HP back with our Black Sludge, and so this thing is going to take some poison damage. So now we have to decide what we want to do with the Raichu. So I don't want to stay in on this matchup because I don't want Wheezing to take a big shot. So I think we just go to the Mesprit again. I think that's... we're probably going to lose Mesprit, but I think that's probably our play. We just don't want to take a big shot with the Wheezing. So I think, and we don't want to take any more big chip on anything else either. So I think going to the Mesprit is our play. We'll probably end up losing it, but yeah, that's just kind of what we have to do at this point because we don't want to take a big special attack. So the gas is going to go away once again as we come back in with the Mesprit, and we are going to take the Stealth Rock damage as he is going to go for a Nasty Plot. So that's bad news. I kind of was afraid of that, but yeah, that's bad news. So he gets that sharp special attack increase, and that is pretty much worst case scenario. So now we could be in a little bit of trouble. So we should have attacked. I think we should have. Yeah, we definitely should have attacked this thing. We could be in a little trouble now. So let's go ahead and how do we want to play this? We pretty much just have to stay in here. Let's try to go for a Psyshock, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think we're definitely in range that he takes us out. He does go for the Thunderbolt. That takes us out, yes, that's bad news. So we lose Mesprit, we go down to 4, and he is going to take some more poison damage. That's the only silver lining there. So that's not great. I think our best bet here, nothing we have is going to outspeed this thing, unfortunately. So our best bet is to come in with Incineroar, and our best bet is probably to try and wait the turns out with the poison here. So we're going to get the Intimidate to cut his attack. We do also, he's going to go ahead and, what's that just happened? Adrenaline Orb. Okay, so he just popped an Adrenaline Orb off our Intimidate to raise his speed. So that didn't matter, I don't think, because he was already going to outspeed us anyway. So now our only recourse is to just drop a Fake Out on him, so that's what we're going to do. So there is the Fake Out. Does a lot of damage, and we do get the flinch, so nothing he can do. And then he is going to take some more poison damage. So now we're going to have a difficult choice to make, because unfortunately I don't think, after that nasty plot, I don't think Incineroar's taking a Thunderbolt. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I think our only play here, we're going to have to decide what we don't need. So he's got Low Kicks, and he's got Skeledirge, which is on Death's Door, and he's got Staraptor as his other 3 Pokemon. We need Incineroar in case we have to fake this thing out again and intimidate the Staraptor. Man, we did definitely put him back in the driver's seat by switching there with the Wheezing. We could go into this. I feel like this is probably our best play. Yeah, we got to switch, unfortunately. We have to. I think our best hope here at this point is we could have sacked Hawlucha. Maybe that would have been a better play. I don't know, but we come in with our Probopass, take the Stealth Rock damage. He goes for a Surf. I don't think we can take that. Oh no, we do take it actually. Okay, that's good. So we do take the Surf, which is something, and then we get some HP back with the leftovers. He is going to take some poison damage. I don't know if he's got... I feel like he's probably not within range that one more poison damage takes him out. Let's see. We don't have any water resists left, so there's really no reason for him not to go for the water move. But we're going to go ahead and go Terra Ground and try to throw a Stealth Rock out. I don't think this play is going to matter at all, because if he just surfs again, we're finished. So we're just gonna, but we're gonna make it anyway, in case he over predicts here. He could be predicting maybe I mean, I guess he could predict Terra Grass and do something else, but if he just surfs, we're cooked anyway. But nothing we can do about that. We're just gonna bust out the Terra Ground here on our Probopass anyway. And if he goes for the electric move, it would be nice, but no, he just goes for the surf and takes us out, for sure. So that is a little unfortunate. We do lose Probopass there, and we are going to go down to 3 Pokemon, I believe, at this point. The Raichu does go down there to the poison, which is nice. So that's good. So Raichu's finally down. It cost us a lot, but we got rid of it. So we're down to 3. He's lost the Raichu. He's also down to 3. So very neck and neck game here. A lot more neck and neck than it should be, quite honestly, at this point. But I think how do we want to play this here? How do we want to play this? Do we come in with Wheezing? Because he's got the Staraptor, he's got the... I feel like this is a tough call, because this could go a bunch of different ways here. Kind of want to come in with the Hawlucha, but if he comes in with the Staraptor, that's going to be really bad news if we come in with the Hawlucha. But I think we have to come in with the Hawlucha here. So we're going to come in with Hawlucha. Okay, so he does, this is exactly what I was hoping for. He comes in with the Skeledirge, and we come in with the Hawlucha. So what I am hoping for here, as we take some Stealth Rock damage, what I am hoping for here, we get the Mold Breaker, which is good. What I'm hoping for here is that Trailblaze is enough to take this thing out. But either way, we need the Speed Raise, because we are not going to outspeed the Staraptor without a speed increase. So we have to Trailblaze. I think he's just barely not within range of Trailblaze, honestly. But let's Trailblaze and see what happens here. We have to try it, and it's not enough, unfortunately. Can we take an attack from this thing? That's the question. As we get some Life Orb damage, he goes for a Torch Song. I hope we can take it. I think we can take it, and we do take it, just barely. It does give him the special attack increase, and then he is going to go down to the poison this turn, which is amazing, so that's going to knock him down to 2. The open question is going to be as the Reflect wears off, so all of those, I guess we made the wrong call by going for Reflect instead of Light Screen with Mesprit, but it is what it is. So now he's going to come in with the Low Kicks, and he is going to, now we have a really big question on our hands, because does he go First Impressions is the question. Does he go First Impressions? I feel like I feel like he does, or you know what? So if he goes first impressions, he's locked. Okay, I think the right play is to stay in here either way. So he should be with, he's definitely within range that a Brave Bird takes him out. That's for sure. Drain Punch won't be enough. So let's Brave Bird. Okay, there's the first impressions to take us out. So I'm pretty sure he's banded, and so I think this is good. Even though we lose the Hawlucha, we go down to 2. He does take another round of poison damage. I think this is good, and the reason I think this is good because I believe him to be choice banded, and so we're gonna come in with Galarian Weezing, and I think this is good because I think this means that he's choice banded, which means that he's forced to switch to Staraptor. As we come in, we take the rocks. And that means Staraptor will hopefully take a big shot from a Strange Steam, so that's kind of the goal here. So we're going to click Strange Steam. I feel like this thing has to be choice. No, it's not choice. He knocks off. That's bad. Gets rid of our Black Sludge. That sucks. We go Strange Steam. We do connect. Take out the low kicks, knocking him down to 1. So we knock him down to just 1 Pokemon, which is good. But the question is, has Weezing been chipped enough? Has Weezing been chipped so much that it can't take an attack from Staraptor? And I think it's all going to come down to whether this Staraptor is Scarf or banned. Because if it's banned, I think he wins. And if it's Scarf, I think we might... It's going to be close. But if it's banned, I think we lose. But yeah, this is bad. So all we can really do here is Strange Steam, so that's what we're going to do. What does he go for is the question. We can't switch, so we have to just Strange Steam and hope we can take an attack from this thing that gets some big chip. That's our only hope at this point. What's he going to do? What does he have on deck for us? What's it going to be? Okay, there's the Brave Bird. We don't take it. I think he's banned. I think we lost. Damn. That is really unfortunate. So we lose Weezing and we go down to 1. Yeah, I think it's all over at this point. We made 1 mistake and it cost us the entire match. So we come in with Incineroar, take the rocks, get the Intimidate. That's not going to matter. Fake out, we can fake out all we want, and we're gonna do it anyway, just cause. But yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, we lost because we made 1 mistake. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. So he's gonna take us out with the Brave Bird, and that is gonna be game. Man, I feel like we threw that one away. Really feel like we threw that one away. So we are going to lose that one 1-0 to Brandon. Really close match. Really competitive game. But yeah, I think we made 1 mistake there with the Raichu, switching out on the Raichu. We made 1 big mistake. We were ahead. We shouldn't have done that. And that cost us everything. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, really disappointed in that one. So... yeah, so I feel like we should have won that game, and we threw it all away with 1 misplay, and yeah, it really sucks. So unfortunately with that, the Pidgeys are going to fall to a 2-3 record here in the BHDL6. Season definitely not going the way that I wanted to. I'm not going to lie to you guys, and not to make it excuses or not, but this game this week was extremely rushed. Due to hit my opponent's schedule, so I feel kind of shitty about that too. Kind of put this team together in a day, and yeah, just not a great feeling right now. Things definitely are not going the way that we wanted them to, and yeah, that is kind of what it is at this point. So yeah, yeah, disappointing. Not much else to say. Yeah, so that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.